The death of Aaron. Decades of wandering were ending. They had been turned away from Edom's path and now stood before a mountain of red stone, Mount Hor. The assembly, having lost Miriam and still reeling from the judgment at Meribah, looked up at the heights. Moses and Aaron knew this was not just a stopping point, but the final boundary for the high priest. The Lord's judgment was about to be fulfilled. On the plain below the mountain, the Lord's voice came to the brothers, clear and terrible. Aaron shall be gathered to his people. He will not enter the land I have given the Israelites, because you both rebelled against my command at the waters of Meribah. The words were a final etching of the cost of that moment of human frustration. Priesthood does not override purity. The command continued, "Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Hor. Strip Aaron of his garments and put them upon Eleazar. Aaron shall die there." This sacred final duty was to be performed publicly. Moses did exactly as the Lord commanded. In the full sight of the entire congregation, the three men, prophet, priest, and successor, began the long, silent ascent. The climb was a long, slow meditation. Aaron, carrying the full weight of the high priesthood for the last time, spoke softly to his brother. "I was with you at Pharaoh's court. I helped hold up your hands during the battle. We carried this people together." Moses only nodded, his gaze fixed on the summit. The bond of 80 years was being severed by divine will, not by failure of love. Finally, they reached the desolate, wind-swept peak. The tabernacle, the ark, the fire, all were far below. This stark summit was the new, temporary Holy of Holies. The time had come. Moses began the slow, deliberate work of removing the vestments, the breastplate, the ephod, the turban symbols that tied Aaron's life to the service of God and to the fate of Israel. One by one, the sacred objects were transferred. Moses placed the mitre upon Eleazar's head and secured the elaborate breastplate over his heart. The weight of the office visibly settled upon the son. He was no longer just a priest, but the link between God and the assembly, receiving the authority directly from the hand of the prophet in the shadow of his dying father. Aaron stood on the peak, stripped of the glorious garments, clothed only in the linen beneath. He was no longer the high priest. It was Aaron, the brother, the servant, the man who had seen the glory and sinned in his anger. He turned toward the east, toward the direction of the rising sun, and toward the God he had served imperfectly but passionately for decades. In a quiet moment, a breath in the silence of the high place, Aaron was gathered to his people. He died there, on the summit of Mount Hor, having paid the cost of Meribah, yet fulfilling his destiny to the final step. Moses and Eleazar stood over him, two brothers, one newly appointed, one utterly alone, united in their sorrow and the immense weight of the calling. The two survivors began their descent. As they came down from the heights, Eleazar now bore the magnificent, colorful vestments. Below, the congregation saw the sign. Only two figures returned. The high priest was gone. A profound, collective sorrow swept through the tents. The man who had been their intercessor since the Exodus would petition for them no more. All the house of Israel mourned Aaron for 30 days. The dramatic transfer of the sacred mantle taught them the uncompromising truth. God's holiness must be upheld by his leaders, even at the cost of the promised land. The story of Aaron's death is a call to all who serve today. Embrace the full weight of succession, accept the consequences of missteps, and know that faithful service, however flawed, has a solemn and dignified end when one is finally gathered to their people.